Hey, Parkside, welcome to this week's encouragement video. Thanks for tuning in. You know, the last couple weeks, these videos have been focused on things that are happening in the life of the church, and I love to share that encouragement. But today I want to take a little bit different angle. I want to share some encouragement straight out of God's Word as I've been reading and preparing for this Sunday as we continue in the Gospel of Mark. Mark chapter 1, verses 21 through 39 will be in this Sunday. Real quick rundown, you can read it on your own. Jesus is in the synagogue on the Sabbath teaching and casts out an unclean spirit. Then he goes and heals Peter's mother-in-law, and then he withdraws to pray and says, hey, I came to preach. 3 quick action sets in a row. And here's what I'm seeing in Jesus that is just incredible. It's worthy of worship. He's teaching in the synagogue. This unclean spirit basically verbally assaults him. Comes up, what do you have to do with us? Are you here to destroy us? What do you want? Any of us? There's adrenaline going crazy, blood pressure spiking. We're getting twitchy, angry responses. What are you doing? In the middle of the church service. And Jesus commands him to come out, and he does. And afterwards, you can imagine the stress, the anxiety, just the busyness you'd be feeling there. And yet in the midst of all of that, what does Jesus do? He looks over and he sees one of his disciples, Peter, and he knows his mother-in-law is sick, and he sees with the eyes of compassion and says, there are crowds coming to see me, but I'm going to see this person that you love dearly, and I'm going to go minister to her. And he could have healed from a distance, but he said, no, I'm going to go visit. He could have gone to her and cast out this fever and healed her with a word. And yet he doesn't merely do that. He comes even closer and he touches her. He touches her and he's in her home. And she's immediately healed, and she comes back and serves. The eyes of compassion. And I've been reading that, thinking about myself, thinking about all of us. I think, boy, only Jesus would respond that way. Because when things get busy for me, I miss the details. I miss seeing people. I'm just like on to the next thing. And that's so easy for us to do. And Jesus is not the only one who would respond that way. It's totally true. Jesus is the only one who can change me and change you to respond that way. So it's not a passage about how to do faith healings. It's not a passage about how to do exorcisms. It's really not a passage about how you're supposed to withdraw and pray. It's lessons to be learned, but to say, wow, this truly is the Son of God, the anointed one, the Christ, the Messiah, who is worthy of worship, because there's nobody like him. And you won't naturally respond like him, but he can change you to respond like him, and that's a beautiful thing. Parks, I really enjoyed just a slow cook in this week's passage, and I hope you go back and read it as well. And just see the rich goodness that is there. I'm looking forward to seeing you Sunday. It's an exciting time for us. We do have new membership class starting up this Sunday. So if you're watching this and you haven't yet joined Parkside and you're interested in learning more about the church, we'd love to have you at 9 o'clock. Feel free to send Pastor Steve an email. It's steveb@parkside.org if you're interested. And we'll continue with our Bible Institute study in Esther and the Vine for our kids and a Blaze for our students on Sunday nights as well. Lots happening. Look forward to being back with you Sunday as we continue in Mark's Gospel. Love you, Parkside. Have a great day.